Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's a real pleasure and honor for me to be here today and to speak after space. I am sorry to come back to the Earth and to speak. It's maybe less poetic, but it's also very exciting to speak about energy landscape, and these incredible changes we know today. Let's move back in time. 15 or 10 years ago, would we have been here all together, representatives from oil, coal, or gas companies, myself, at the head of a leading nuclear and renewable energy company? Would we have felt the need to reflect on the energy landscape together? Yes, I think that our gathering today tells us definitively how much the energy world has changed these last 10 years. We are all here because we know that all dividing lines drawn between fossil fuels, nuclear power, renewables energies are dead. And that's my conviction, they are dead. We all know also that the summa divisio between producers and consumers is no longer relevant to build sustainable energy policies. Some countries may not be producers, but we all are consumers. And in this respect, we know that we have to manage differently energy resources in order to use them in the best possible way. We are all here today because we know the world needs all energy solutions, balancing them according to their advantages and disadvantages. So I think that the ideological battles among the different sources of production of electricity, for instance, are totally over. Very few countries personify this shift in the energy mix better than Saudi Arabia. Granted, with huge fossil resources, the happy Arabia, depicted in the antique times by Herodotus, could have decided to follow a business-as-usual scenario which has been up to now so successful for its growth and its prosperity. But you, our Saudi hosts, have understood that building today a balanced energy mix for the future is the only way to sustain long-term prosperity and energy security. For Saudi Arabia, the world's largest crude oil producer and the largest oil-consuming nation in the Middle East, diversification from fossil fuels means indeed freeing up valuable and non-replenishable oil and gas resources. Saudi Arabia will need to add up to 90 gigawatt electric by 2030 to match its electricity needs. In a business-as-usual scenario, by 2030, Saudi Arabia would need 1/3 of its oil for domestic purposes of desalination and electricity generation. In order to save up for oil for export purposes, large-scale development of non-fossil domestic sources of energy like nuclear, solar, wind energy can bring a sustainable solution preserving Saudi resources while decreasing the global carbon footprint of the country. The development of new energy sources is all the more attractive that Saudi Arabia will not lose neither in energy independence nor in competitiveness or in innovation capacity. Let me expand a bit on those 3 points. Both nuclear and renewables are domestic sources of energy. Let's take the example of nuclear. Uranium is widely available and well distributed in various continents, and I know that you have possible ores in Saudi Arabia. Supply is guaranteed by long-term contracts. Nuclear is hence a strong asset for a country's energy security strategy. Recurring to nuclear and renewable technologies also boost competitiveness. Nuclear contributes to maintaining affordable low-carbon electricity generation, It brings a foreseeable cost of electricity for the next 6 decades, at least, as uranium only counts for 5% of the global production cost. New energy projects also diversify the economy by building up other industries and creating direct and indirect jobs. Developing new energy industry hence boosts the development of local human skills by building up an industrial base in a highly sophisticated field of expertise. So nuclear and renewables are not only an answer to today's challenges, they are also, I think, energy for the future, especially for desalination. I will add that those technologies are fully complementary with fossil fuel ones. For example, solar boosters help increase output or reduce fuel consumption of existing power plants. We have started to discuss these issues with Aramco. For those new perspectives to become actual projects, we need to act very quickly. Preparing for the future starts now. So we have started a very good, I think, and very exciting partnership with Saudi Bin Laden Group. A lot of people speak now about nuclear renaissance. That's not only words. If I take Areva, my company, we have doubled our orders the last 3 years. We are increasing our sales each year of 6 or 7%. And we are now clearly the #1 in the world in nuclear, #1 in Europe, #1 in the US, very well present in Asia, China, Japan, and now recently in India, because now it's authorized to foreign companies. So we believe that, of course, in energy, you have not a silver bullet. You have not an ideal solution. But more and more, we are going to build up altogether balanced energy mix. However, we provide solutions for our customers, but not only integrated solutions, starting from mining till recycling, but also solutions with long-term partnership, because we think that the added value has to be also local and has to be developed not only for one country, but for region and more globally. Training the next generation of nuclear engineers and technicians according to the highest standards of safety and security, so it means to take into account in our design not only Chernobyl, not only 3 Mile Island, but also September 11th. So all, we can say that the world is not going to become tomorrow morning automatically safer and very peaceful. We need to make sure that the civilian use of nuclear is going to be made in the safest way, and to train the people, to prepare the next generation. We have already started a long time ago, 5, 6 years ago. We have hired 26,000 new engineers in the world. We have trained them, and so we are prepared now to include Saudi Arabia in this context. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see my conviction that it's clear that Saudi Arabia is going to be more and more part of this fantastic adventure. Fossil fuels, nuclear, renewables, we need all of them, and we are going to find in the future, I feel, more balanced portfolio. Thank you very much.